What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Russell Hantz Show. I'm your host, Russell Hantz. How's things going? Look at the little duckies. Okay, we'll get going with the player's performance and the Russell Crown. Now, so far this season has been a solid season. I like to say it's a solid season. I think I said I'd put it in my top 15. With this episode, it wasn't as exciting as our 2-hour episode, but still, I could see things starting to really shake up. So I would probably put it in my top 20 at this point. Upper 16, 17 maybe. So we'll start with the person that was voted off, Chanel. Now, Chanel's strategy, I guess sometimes it may work just to lay low and not do anything. Because we'll talk about Romeo, but while we're talking about Chanel, you know, Romeo did the opposite of that. And everybody was like, oh, he's too paranoid. Hey, when you know that you're about to go home, the best thing to do in that game is to get paranoid, get up, and start moving. Start talking about what's going on. Start talking about, hey, I need to save myself. A lot of things we don't see in the episodes. He may have done that. It looks like he did. But we'll move on from Chanel. You know, laying low. We're not going to move on. Laying low. Sometimes it might be good, but not when you know your name is on the block. Obviously, somebody talked to her where she thought she was okay, and I think I know who that was, because she didn't use her shot in the dark. Let's move on to Drea. Man, why do I have everything always trying to attack me? So let's move this. All right. Let's move on to Drea. Drea is getting very lucky in this game. Now, she is a good player. She's a calm person. All that's very impressive. But, man, she's getting lucky. She has so many... I don't know if one person had that many advantages ever at one time. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments below. But I don't know, guys. She has so many advantages that she can make a run. Now, she could steal an idol at this point, but that's a very dangerous move. Somebody in my comment section was like, how come she didn't steal Marianne's idol? I think it's too early at this point to steal an idol. When she knows she's in trouble and those people are left, or if she knows the last person with the idol is about to go home, then it's time to steal it. Right now, she needs to lay low. She's playing a very solid game. I could see her right now. For me, she's in the top 3 of the players left of playing the best. And she is getting lucky. Let's see how she uses the advantages. I think that's going to be a big key on how she gets ranked by the end of the season with me on the player's performance. But right now, she's a solid player. Very calm. And she says some things sometimes that I'm like, did they not hear what she just said? Like in Tribal, she said something like, I'm probably butchering this, but she said something like, my mom would tell me right now, these aren't your friends, Drea. In other words, she knows. She's ready to make those big moves, and I can't wait till she does it because I like her. So we'll move on. Next, Jonathan. Man, Jonathan's physical game obviously is crazy. Now he's Michael Jordan, just hitting the net. All net. Comes back in the challenge. and kills it again. But I want you to, the next person is Lindsay, so we'll talk about them two, because they're kind of entwined with one another. We see on the next episode Lindsay on the previously or next time on Survivor. We see Lindsay arguing with Jonathan, says he doesn't listen. Well, I think Jonathan has a lack in the strategic aspect of the game. Jonathan is going to get in big trouble because he's not strategically playing the game. He's physically playing it, and he's playing it socially. So he's doing a great job in his social game, but they're not always going to, vote with you, and sooner or later you're going to be in trouble. So you need to start making plans on how to get further in this game. He's not doing that. He's just going with the flow strategically. So, yes, he's a beast in challenges. We see he come almost second place in the last two with the balance aspect of it. But Tori, we'll get to her as well. She is better at those type of things. So I'm kind of afraid with Jonathan's performance when it comes to the strategic aspect of the game. Next, Lindsay. Now, the reason I wanted to put those two together is because Lindsay also, I've been waiting for her to do something, right? Waiting for her to do something physically. From the beginning of the player's performance, I said that Lindsay, I thought she would be a beast in challenges. And if you go back and you watch that challenge, I'm sure you watched it, she was neck and neck. She was on Jonathan's ass. Everybody was like, oh, you seen Jonathan dive? He looked like a beautiful diver in the Olympics. Dive in the pool and just beasting it, one-handing it, just swimming. Oh. But she was on his ass the whole time. So that was pretty impressive performance by Lindsay. Maybe she's holding back. Maybe she's holding back. What if she is a beast in the challenges? God dang, man. Leave me alone. What if she is a beast and she's just holding back? We'll see. Got a little bit longer to go here. A lot of game to play. Next, Maryanne. Man, Maryanne she's a pretty aggravating person. I could see how a lot of people say that, and a lot of people say that in the chat. You tell me if you're a fan of Maryanne. That would be interesting to see if you like that type of gameplay. She cried and she said that she's very emotional, and she's like, and I'm using it for my gameplay, basically. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that she's just an emotional person, and then she goes and does her individual interviews with production, and she's like, but that's what I'm trying to do, keep my emotions, use my emotions in this game, which is a good thing. It can work. But Maryanne she's just, man, she's aggravating. Yeah, I don't know about her. It seems like she's in trouble, but who knows? Because a lot of different people in this game can get themselves in trouble just like that. And if she just stays on the outs, just the person that you almost vote for, and she makes it to the end, you got to give her credit for that. And I will. But, like I said, a lot of game to play. We'll move on. Next, Mike. Now, Mike was on the verge of winning, right? Of winning the Russell Crown. He did a great job. Mike, he says that he's a great social player, and he is. Chanel said she was a great social player. She wasn't. It's crazy that I'm talking about social players and social games and what they need to do socially. Just got to realize I ain't played this game in a long time. How long has it been? 12, 13 years? So I'm learning a lot by doing these type of things as well. If I ever decide to play this game again, A lot of things are going to be different. So Mike, the reason he didn't win Players' Performance this week, and trust me, I was on the verge. I didn't know which one to go for. It was out of two people again. And I was like, well, Mike, he just voted with his emotions strictly. He was pissed off at Chanel, and he wanted Chanel gone. Omar came to him and he tried to change the vote all over again, or tried to move the vote like he wanted it to be moved. He didn't get what he wanted this time, and Mike did get what he wanted, but Mike did that only because he was angry. He didn't do it any other reason. Yes, if someone comes at you, you need to get rid of them. I've always said that. But Chanel seemed like she was a lot calmer, because she did lay back, than Romeo. So I think at this point it was the wrong move. I think Romeo would have been a better option to send home. And this is my show, so I can have my own opinions. And I think that Mike made the wrong move at this point, even though he got what he wanted and got rid of the person that was trying to get rid of him, instead of going and talking to her and trying to squash things and move forward together, maybe. You never know. Never mind. Next, Omar. Like I said, Omar's a solid player. I can see Omar winning this game easily. But this time, he didn't get what he wanted. He tried to move the vote. Now, Omar is doing things on the down low, too. He is trying to control. He controlled the vote last time. He tried to control the vote this time. And nobody's talking about him. Nobody's saying, oh, Omar's in control of this game. He almost is. He kind of is. So, he did great in the challenge. He almost won the challenge. So, we're seeing him step up physically. But, man, sometimes, if you can do that, if you can be that aggressive and talk to everybody and try to change votes, and have other people talk to you and not say your name, oh, Omar's playing this game, that's a dangerous person. I could see Omar going all the way to the end of this game very easily. It's going to be very interesting if Omar finally gets rid of Jonathan, which he has to if he's going to win the game sooner or later. And that would be the biggest move or the biggest vote out in the game so far. If that happens, I could see Omar doing that. So, watch out. Next, Rox. Now, Roxroy, he didn't have much this episode, and he's my dark horse, of course. I said that he's the long shot. He finally got together and voted like the majority wanted to vote, but we didn't see much of Roxroy at all this episode. I don't think he had one confessional. I don't think so. So there's not much to say about him. He's still my long shot to make it to the final 5. I don't think Rox is going to make it to the final 3. He's not much of a strategic player. He's moving along. Hey, his social game all of a sudden isn't looking that bad. It looked horrendous the first episode, but he's moving forward with that. So that's good. Next, Romeo. Romeo was in trouble, so he starts running around, talking to everyone. That's okay. Now, we heard a lot, oh, he's so paranoid, he's so paranoid. Like I said, man, if you're in trouble, you need to do something about it. And he did. We don't know a lot that happens in the episodes. We don't know, I don't know if it's 3 days anymore. It's probably not, because it's such a short season, which I don't like. But we don't really see how he saved himself. But obviously he did. So his player's performance, I saying that, I do think he is a paranoid player. And you can't always be paranoid. And that's probably what's happening. That's probably why they're saying it so much, because he's always paranoid. And they're like, oh, he's so paranoid all the time. Sometimes you do have to lay low. I played like a paranoid player constantly. I played like I was a paranoid player from day one. I don't think that would work in the new age of Survivor. I think you have to almost be calm, like Drea. But he's not, so we'll move on. Next, Tori. Tori, I was tweeting all about Tori because I'm like, I want to see Tori play better strategically. She is so aware of this game. Tori knows this game. She could be such a great player. She could be one of the best. But she's not going to be, because she blabs her mouth constantly. Someone tells her something, or she sees something. She sees some red paint on Drea. What does she do? She thought it was blood. I could see her just saying, hey, you're bleeding, just in conversation. But then she stays on it. And Drea feels it. She should have been like, immediately in her head, she's bleeding. Oh, that's not blood. Something's going on. What is that? She didn't do that. She just kept on. The paint. Oh, like, in looking at her. Like, I know you're lying to me. And Drea knows that she knows this. Now, in challenges, man, I don't know if anybody can beat her at this point. Not in balance challenges. Because those two challenges were balance challenges. She had to balance herself and hold that thing. She was holding it right. She was holding it upright. That's how you... I remember last time they did that challenge, that's how the winner did. He was holding it up. Jonathan's holding it side, like that. So she beats Jonathan again. And as soon as she loses, what happens? Right now, while she's winning, she should start playing strategically, keep her mouth shut, and socially, because she's another player that I don't think playing that social. She might seem like she has friends out there, but she's not playing a good social game. Again, it's crazy that I'm talking about social players and what they need to do in the social aspect. This is really making me... My game is off because this keeps hitting me in the face. So Tori, yeah, she needs to play the game a little more socially. Strategically, she's a very good player. Sometimes it's crazy because she could be a wonderful player strategically, but when you start running to people like she did with Marianne, and like she does every episode, runs to somebody and tells them, and she tells Romeo that he's in trouble. She blabs again. So that's why Romeo goes crazy. Now, Romeo's on the outs. Why are you telling somebody on the outs that you can't save, that he's in trouble, when that's just going to roll back to you? So that's what she's doing. If she wins another challenge, I'm going to have to start thinking about how to give the Russell Crown, because winning 3 in a row is a big deal. When you're in trouble every time. She needed to win. The first time she won, she was going home. Second time she won, she probably would have went home again. So she has to win. You can't say, oh, she needs to lay low and stop winning so much. She'll be in trouble. No, she's in trouble. She needs to win all of them. Don't think that's going to happen, but that's what she needs to do. Next, now we come to the Russell Crown. The Russell Crown goes to Hai. Now, Hai is a very, very good player, and I'll tell you why. No, he did not get what he wanted this time. But guess what he did? He wanted Romeo. That's what we seen. He talked at Tribal Council. He was talking to Romeo without talking to Romeo, and Romeo knew it. He's such a good player at this game, because when he wants someone gone, he really wanted them gone. First time he wanted someone gone, it didn't happen, and he voted for his own alliance because he knew he had to. His numbers. He's on his own. And when this time he wanted to vote someone out due to, just like Mike, due to his feelings. And he was able to reel that back in and not vote that way and vote with the majority again. He's a one-man wrecking crew, I'm telling you. He doesn't need anybody. He doesn't want anybody. He's playing this game for himself. He don't have an alliance. He doesn't care about anybody out there. Maybe, personally, but I'm talking about gameplay. And he is rolling through it. I think he is a great social player. Like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. He found out that he couldn't get what he wanted, so he was like, okay, guys, okay, you're right. We're going to vote for Chanel. That's how we're going to do it. And he did that. They have to make some excitement during the episodes, and that's what they do. So congratulations to Hai. Congratulations, brother. You did it. You won the Russell Crown this week. He's my #1 horse here. I think Hai is the best player in the game so far. I think Omar is the second best player. I think Drea is the third best player. And then the rest is flipping a coin at this point. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my player's performance and the Russell Crown. I'm excited for next episode. Hope you keep watching this. If you like it, please like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when these player's performance or anything else I do drops. That's all I got for you. Until next time, in this beautiful town I'm in right now called Mount Bellevue, Texas, keep hope alive.